Perfect. So everyone can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So thank you all for joining and welcome to the session. So this is a collaboration session. So Slack Community Ahmedabad, which Prey is representing, and Slack Community Patna. So I'm leading the Slack community for Patna, and we are kind of hosting this event. And the main focus of this event is to get certified in Slack. So we know most of us are from Salesforce background. So can we have a raise of hands, like how many of us are from Salesforce background, or maybe Slack, Salesforce or Slack? Perfect, perfect. So let's get going with the session. So as I mentioned, we do are hosting the Slack community for Ahmedabad and Slack community for Patna, and we will share the details of how you can join the community, how you can be a part of the future upcoming in-person events or virtual events. And having said that, there are other community as well, whether it be Salesforce or Slack. So just like you have community for Bangalore, you have for Gurugram, you have for Pune, and there are many places where the Slack community is right now running, and as well as Salesforce community is also there. So feel free to just go and Google for the location that you are currently based out of, and search for Slack community of that location or Salesforce community of that location, and just be a member of the chapter to get notified for the upcoming in-person or virtual events as well. Right? Great.
Hello everyone, myself Pray Patel, and I'm working as a package app development senior analyst with Accenture, and I'm a Slack certified consultant. And apart from that, I have a 11x Salesforce certification, and I'm leading the Slack community chapter for Ahmedabad.
Perfect. And I'm Sanjeet, and I have been working with Entity Data right now as a Salesforce and Slack developer. And I have recently finished my Slack certification of consultant. So now I am admin, developer, and consultant. And as I already mentioned, I lead the Slack community for Patna. Perfect. So, what's the agenda for today's session? But before the agenda, there's let's set some grounding rules. Feel free to unmute in between the session if you have any questions, or drop it in the chat. We will take a look at all the questions and we'll answer it in the end of the session as well. We will be discussing about the Slack certification journey. So, if you have questions, you can ask it at the same time or keep it for the end of the session, right? So we already have introduced ourselves, who we are, where do we work, and what's the work we are doing. So we'll talk about Slack certification, what the session is all about, how the journey looks like, what are the pro tips, how you can be eligible to get the $200 free certification voucher, question and answers, and wrap up, right?
Hi. So, why do Slack skills matter in 2025? Okay. So, might be you guys are aware that Slack is considered as a chat tool way before, right? But it is not just a chat. Right now, it is beyond the chat. It will be your intelligent productivity platform or your work OS right now. So Slack is your work OS powered by AI. So you can do everything inside a Slack powered by the artificial intelligence. You can run your team's project. You can run your workflow. You can do your daily works inside a Slack. You don't need to go to any other platform. You don't need to do any context switching. You can do everything in your Slack workspace, and you can Slack is now powered by the artificial intelligence, where you can do the channel recaps, summarization of your channel conversation. You can do the enterprise level searching into the Slack itself. And the second one is AI and automation built in. So you, if you will master the Slack, That means you can staying ahead on the modern age of work, where you can do all kind of AI and automation inside the slides. So suppose you need to update any record into the Salesforce, right? You can do it from the Slack itself. You not need to go to the Salesforce and do that data update, or fetching of a data, or viewing the data. That you can do everything from the Slack itself. And the third and most important point, the certification means credibility. Might be possible that you guys are aware about the Slack, you are using a Slack, but until and unless you have the certification, you can't add it into your resume. And once you add the Slack certification in your resume, it will enhance your resume. So the certification means always a credibility and proving your skill set apart from your s- will position you the a niche resource, and it will open the new opportunities in your professional career. Yeah. So let's understand the certification journey. I mean, from interest to get certified, let's understand this particular path. So, first of all, you need to start with the right mindset. You need to get a clear idea why you need to do this journey. Okay, I mean, why you need to do these things. Okay, why you need to become the Slack certification, uh, 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 sl- uh, Slack certified. Okay, then you need to understand the different stages, like you need to understand the different certification flow. Yeah, flow, how many certifications are there, what is the preparation you need to do, how you can need to register for the Slack exam, how you need to pass the certification. Okay. And the third one is choose the right path or the right certification. So there is a three certification available right now inside the Slack: the admin, consultant, or developer. So you can choose this certification based on your role and interest. Yeah. So you need to define. I mean you need to decide the currently which path or which point you are. Yeah. So now choose the certification path. So as I mentioned, there is a three different Slack certification: admin, consultant, and developer. So you can choose your path based on the different what are the different skill set you have, what is the things you like to do. Okay, so let's start with the admin certification. So admin is a kind of most beginner level certifications, and you can go for the certification if you do the kind of admin work into your Slack workspace, like you are into organize the teams, automate the workflows, manage the users, and manage the workspace setting kind of thing. Then you go for the admin certification. And this certification is based for the new Slack users, or the team leads, or the workspace admins, or the HR folks who are into provisioning the users into the workspace and related stuff. Then the consultant certification, it's a kind of beginner to intermediate level certification, where you need to guide the people how to utilize the Slack for the base, how to utilize the Slack for the based purpose of their problem. So if you like to do the solving the problems, you are into guiding the teams how to utilize any features, or how to utilize the Slack. And main important thing is consultant into the driving the adoption of Slack. Okay, so if you are into into this thing, you can go for the consultant certification. So this is a based for the consultant, or the solution advisors, project managers, or implement professional who are helping the team or any company on the adoption of a Slack, and they will help the user or the company into the adoption journey of a Slack. And the third one is a developer certification, which is an intermediate to the advanced level of certification, in which we are generally building the apps, we are writing the codes, and we are automatically using the APIs. So if you like to do these things, you can go for the developer certification. And this certification is based for the engineers or coders or any tech savvy builders. I mean, if you are a developer, then you can go for this developer certification. Next slide.
Perfect. Uh, so as Prey already mentioned about the different certifications that we have, just like Salesforce, we have the similar kind of certification here. Just the only change that you will feel or you will see if you have been using Slack from last 2 years, that is that earlier it used to be in a different platform, and now it has moved to web accessor, just like you schedule any Salesforce certification examination, and that's how you can schedule the Slack certification examination as well. uh, in a month it will be moved to Trailhead, but that's a different topic. So we already mentioned that you can go for either admin, you can go for consultant, you can go for developer. And the best part now, after the shifting of certification to Trailhead, is you can at least get the study material for free. So in case if you want to go ahead and start preparing for admin, consultant, or developer, you can go ahead, go to Salesforce, go to the certification tab, and there you will see all these certifications listed and their study material, right? If you are new to the Slack world, we would suggest you to go for the admin. And if you have something like 6 months or 12 months of experience working in Slack, maybe managing Slack or using Slack as a user, like end user, so in that case you can also go for consultant. And if you are into development and you have been doing development in Salesforce and you know how APIs and everything works, then developer is something which you can go for, right? So these are the batches that you will get once you complete the certification successfully, and the QR code will take you to the Trailhead page where you will get the study material for all these different courses available. So you can take a screenshot, you can scan this right now, or you can directly go to Trailhead and just go to the certification tab and select the certification that you want to go ahead for. So Slack consultant certification will be under the Salesforce consultant category. The same goes for developer and admin. It will be under their respective categories, right? So again, the same QR is you can take a screenshot, or maybe you want to take a look in later on after the session. You can obviously go ahead to Trailhead. Just the only difference right now is the content is not actually on Trailhead. It's still on the old platform. So if you will start preparing for the certifications, you will feel that there's this option of mark the module as complete. So just go for that option only once you have completed everything that's inside the module. Perfect. Yep.
So the community will be your secret weapon in preparing for this Slack certification. You can learn, connect, and grow faster with the power of community support. So sometimes you might feel that you need to study alone, and you need the study buddy in your preparation journey. So you can join the Slack certification. I mean the Slack community workspace, so that you will find the your study buddy, and you can study along with them, and you can share your doubts. Yeah. And so you can take a screenshot of this particular slide, and you can join into the Slack certified channel, into the Slack community workspace, where you can connect with any Slack community chapter, or There will be the dedicated mentors or peers who are already Slack certified people. They can help you in resolving your doubts, and they can guide you on any problem arise. Okay. The second thing is a Slack certified group into the trailblazer community. So there is a different channels on the trailblazer community where you can ask your question, and people will help you with the right answer. So you can go to this. If you don't want to join the Slack community workspace, so you can go to the Slack certified group on the trailblazer community and ask your question. But we are recommend you to join the Slack community workspace, because there you will find the a broader community people, and you can get the expertise over there. Yeah. And the third one is you can join the Slack community groups where we are arranging and we are organizing the expert led session tapes and real certification story kind of events, where you can get more insights on the new Slack features, and the Slack certification insights as well.
Perfect. So I'll just add on to this is Slack community workspace is a place where you will not only get answers to Slack related stuffs, but there are other channels and other folks who are working on different technologies, maybe MuleSoft or Agent Force or anything else. And you can get your answers in the Slack community workspace, irrespective of the platform that you are actually asking the questions for.
So, study smarter, like plan your preparation journey like a pro. So, first of all, don't just cram the things. Take a smart moves to get certified. So, first of all, as we discussed, first of all, you need to understand the exam guide of that particular certification. So you need to go to the official certification guide, where you get to know which topics are part of that particular certification. You need to get through that all the topics. You need to check what is the weightage of that particular topics. Then you need to first focus on the high weightage topics, so that you can grab the more points into the your exam. And third one is make a study calendar. So mark 30 minutes a day, so that you can focusly study on the certification, and you can get to clear the certification. So always a small and steady wins the race. Yeah. And break it into the topics. So sometimes might be possible that the topics should be the large. Okay, so you can break down into the subtopics, and you can cover it that way. Okay. So if you feel that this particular topic is a large, then break it into the subtopics, and you can able to make it that way. Yeah, and always relate the topics with the real life scenarios. So suppose you are reading about the channel permissions or the channel naming convention and that kind of thing. So always relate, if you are using the Slack, then check what the channel naming convention you have. Are you following the naming convention or not? Okay. So that kind you can get the more context into the topic, and you can get the more clarity over this point. Next slide. Yeah. And then I would suggest you can create your notes. So and you can go over the your notes day by day, and it will help you in revise your in revise the topics. So at the end you not need to go to the each and every topics. You just revise your notes, and you can able to make it on the last day. Okay. And if you will go to the materials that is available on the trailhead, you will find the quiz either in the starting or at the end. Okay, so if you go to these quizzes, you will get the more idea how the question is coming. Okay, so you can go through that quizzes, and there will be chances that you will find the similar quizzes online as well. So you can go through that particular quizzes so that you can get to know how, like, what kind of question we are getting into the exam. And you can maybe create your own flashcards to stick with the definitions. And you can simulate the exam scenarios, like you can practice under the timed condition for the exam readiness. And always celebrate the small wins, because this way you can recognize your progress, and it will help you in staying motivated. Like suppose you have completed the one topic in one day, then it is a victory, because you not need to go through that particular topic the next day. Yeah.
Right, and just to add on, we will cover this as well in the certification eligibility and terms. But you need to complete your examination before June 30. So, just a heads up.
So, pro tip. So, as I mentioned, you need to always relate the topics with the practical scenarios. Okay. So, how you can do the practical scenarios? So, you can go and you can spin up your developer sandbox. You can join with the Slack developer program, and there you will get a link or the ability to generate your own developer sandbox. So you can scan this QR code and fill up the form and join with the Slack developer program, and you will get the enterprise grade sandbox where you can hands on the every possible scenarios.
And if you are preparing for the consultant examination, in that case, you will get a separate org, like you can create a separate org that which will be available on the study material itself. Like how can you go ahead and request for an org, but that org will be valid for only 6 months. So make sure if you wants to practice anything that's around enterprise or that's around any other plans, go for this developer sandbox because it doesn't have a lifetime. All you need to log in 45 days and that's it.
So the real world is like use cases you will actually see. So if you have certified your skills, then how you can utilize into your daily routines. So suppose you have admin certification. So and suppose if you are working as a HR, then you can automate the onboarding channel setup, or you can help your HR into your company to set up the onboarding channel. So you can create the workflow builder where it will create the private Slack channel with a new hire, and he or she will get the new welcome message and the related docs, and they can get the task to get completed. So this will boost the consistency, and it will save the manuals hours. The manuals hours on the sending this message by HR. Okay, and if you are a developer, so might be possible that you will get the failure message. You get the failure while merging your PRs. Okay, so you can connect your CI/CD tools like GitHub Action or Jenkins to the Slack. So it will send you the real-time notification that whether your the PR is get merged successfully or not. And if it get failed, it will send you the message into the channel that you have created. So that way you can catch the issue early, you can collaborate faster, and you can solve the issue quicker into the from Slack itself. You not need to go to that CI/CD tool to get to know which error or which whether your PR successfully get merged or not, and if any error occurred, what error is there. You can do everything from the Slack itself. So you can save a time into the context switching. Yeah. So exam day confidence boost. So what to expect on the exam day? How to stay calm, cool, and ready. So first of all, you need to go through the format of a exam, like how many question will be there, what is the time limit, what is the passing score, so you can avoid from the surprises, and it will give you the less stress. And then taste your tech. So check your internet connection, check your system connection, and it is always recommendable to use your personal laptop while you are giving the exams, not a company laptop. And always uh, you can always prefer the on-site exam version uh, if you want to stay away from the any last minute hiccups. And last minute power review. So always go through your personalized notes, practice quizzes, and revisit the high weightage topics with a focus so that you can cover the more percentage into the exam. And finally, you need to take a rest and recharge, so you can have a good sleep and avoid last minute cramming, so that you can focus on whatever you have learned so far. And you need to bring the right mindset, so you need to stay positive, trust your always trust your preparation, and ready for every question. You just need to read the every question carefully before answering, and always think all the possible scenarios. And you can just remove the options that is not relevant, and that way you can focus on the most preferable answer. Yeah. So let's recap our session and what will be our action. So here, the three main key takeaways is you can pass a Slack certification with a smart planning. It is not any rocket science. The Slack community is always your study buddy, your coach, and cheer squad. Start with the small, build a confidence, and just take a exam and have a fun along the way. And what could be our call to action is explore the Slack certification path in Trailhead modules, join the Slack community for mentorship and tips, and you can always reach out to us if you have any doubts, and book your certification exam with confidence and you are ready to go. So you can join our Slack community chapter. You can connect you can scan this QR code and connect with our chapter, so that you will get a notification in future if we are organizing any new events or any session on any Slack related features or the certification related stuff. And you will get much more insights on what is happening on the Slack via emails if you are joining our chapter.
And instead of scanning this QR, you can also go ahead and search for these chapters directly in Google, like Slack Community Ahmedabad, Slack Community Patna. And if you are from any other location, you can go ahead and join their chapters as well. Perfect. So let's jump to the main part of how you have to be, like what all steps you have to do in order to be eligible for the Slack certification vouchers. Just FYI that we do not have a lot of vouchers available with us. There are limited numbers of vouchers, so we have to kind of filter a lot of folks who are actually texting us for the vouchers. So make sure that the first criteria is you should be in the Slack community chapter, whether you are going for the Ahmedabad chapter or whether you are going for the Patna chapter. Make sure that you have joined the chapter, and from joining the chapter, I mean just so Google the chapter name Slack community Patna, Slack community Ahmedabad, and there you will see this button of joining the chapter. That's the first part of it. The second part is, in order to be eligible, you should be on the Slack workspace. And Slack workspace is the Slack community workspace that I am talking about. If you are not a member of the Slack community workspace, you will obviously not be able to reach out to us because we are available in Slack. So make sure that you join the chapters as well as the Slack community workspace. And if you are interested in joining the chapter specific channel, you can search for members hyphen and then the location that you basically wants to join the Slack channel for. So just like in my case, it's members/Patna, right? Then the most important criteria is you should at least have 50% completion in the trailhead modules. That means whether you are going for admin, whether you are going for consultant or developer, you should at least cover 50% of the trailhead module. And why we have made this 50% is, as I already mentioned, that we have very limited vouchers. So we do not want to uh, let go these vouchers waste. So let's say you schedule the exam and you have not appeared in the examination. So that will at least you will not be eligible for any future swags, future vouchers if any other offers comes in between, right? So make sure if you are scheduling the examination, schedule it before June 30. Make sure to go give the exam if you have scheduled virtually, or if you are going to the center to give the exam, and prepare well. So these are the three criteria that you need to fulfill in order to at least be eligible for raising the request for vouchers. And how you can go ahead and raise a request for the voucher is, you'll have to DM us, either me or Prey, for the vouchers. And then out of all the DMs that we will receive, we will filter out based on the trailhead module completion, your overall experience, how active you are in the community workspace and everything, right? So after that, this is just for everyone, whether you are already in the Slack workspace or not. You can go ahead and give this survey. So what the survey is all about, it's about Slack, where you have to just submit your reviews of what's your experience using Slack and everything. And once your review is approved, you will get a $25 gift card that will be converted obviously into INR. So that will come something around 2100, I guess. So you'll get a gift voucher for that. And how you can take the survey is, you must have received a mail whenever you have registered for this session. In the email there is a survey link, right? So don't use that. Reach out to me and Pray for our curated links, or we will after this event send out a wrap email. So we will keep the links in the email as well, and you can basically go and use that link uh, to successfully complete the survey. And once approved, if Slack community marketing team allows, we will also try to request some swags for you, right? And then before coming to the end of the session and going to the question and answers, if anyone is interested in becoming a speaker for any upcoming events, whether it be virtual or in person, and want to share their knowledge, how they prepare for the examination, or how they are using Slack in their everyday life, any stories that can inspire the community members, feel free to reach out to us, and we will make sure to uh, give you this opportunity to be a speaker in any upcoming events. Right. So let's jump to the question and answers. I'll just quickly check the chat. So before that, I had some questions. So do we have any upcoming study groups for each certification? I'm not pretty sure if we do. We have any session or study group for it? Prey, are you aware about anything?
No, but I would suggest if you can join the Slack certified channel into the Slack community workspace, there you will find the right people who is preparing for this particular certification. You will get a guidance and tips, and you can study along with them.
And obviously Slack, Spray is already Slack consultant certified, and I have also have experience on admin and developer. So in case if you are stuck anywhere, you can reach out to us in Slack, and we'll for sure try to help you out. But for study groups, no, I don't think there are specific study groups. We'll plan in the next month to have some virtual sessions around any of the certifications, but cannot say for sure. Next question is, so we cannot schedule after June. So after June, I think there are some mergers gonna happen, and this certification is not like a general certification that gets issued to you. These are highly monitored certification vouchers. So there are terms that you'll have to anyhow utilize it before June 30. So make sure to do that. I saw some post that mentions if you schedule an exam, let's say on 1st September on web accessor, you can give your exam on Trailhead after the transition. Right, there are documents about it, but we will not commit on it because we are also not sure about the Slack certification, to be honest. And the communication that we received is utilize this before June 30th. So that's the timeline. Perfect. How can Slack contribute to our career journey along with Salesforce? How would you use Slack in your day-to-day life? Uh, So Akshay, I'll answer first, and then Trey, you can jump in. So how Slack has helped me is right now I'm working as a Salesforce developer, so I know what's exactly happening in Salesforce. On top of it, I also know how Slack works, so that gives me an upper hand in my career. To be honest, I can like Salesforce after acquiring Slack have been using Slack widely, Salesforce channels and everything. Sales Elevate, and now you have standard applications to connect Salesforce and Slack. So the main thing is Chatter will be replaced by Slack. So that's why if you are proficient already in Slack, that can give you an upper hand if you already are building in Salesforce. And if you'll see, most of the companies that are working around Salesforce is majorly using Slack. So, right. Okay, you want to add anything?
No, I guess everything is covered by you. But yeah, you can always integrate say Slack with a Salesforce, and you can do the two-way communication, and it will help you in boosting the productivity of your employees or your workers, or any use case you are planning. It will help the characters of that use case.
Perfect. So also we will see any agent force integration questions in any exam. So no, you will not have any agent force integration or any questions around agent force. Obviously, if you are going for the agent force specialist certification, you will have there. But in Slack, no, there are no agent force related questions in your admin consultant or developer examinations. Is there any timeline to reach out to you for vouchers? We do not have a hard line for it. We will recommend you to reach out to us as soon as possible, because once you reach out or once we filter out the participants that we actually want to issue the vouchers for, there's this approval process, right, which also takes 2 to 3 days. And in that timeline, you'll have to schedule, you'll have to study. So we recommend to reach out as soon as possible, but we can wait for I guess Wednesday, 4th of June. So let's take 4th of June as our hard line for reaching out to us for the certification. Great, like in 15 days. Well, trail mix by Laura would help in prep. I'm not sure which trail mix you are referring to, Krishna. If you mind sharing the URL. But if you are preparing for sales Slack examination, there are separate preparation course as well. If there is any trail mix by Laura, I'm not aware about it. Perfect. Any more questions before we move on to the final part of it? Slack community member channel link. Sure, we will share all these details once. Perfect. So we'll share the how you can join us in Slack. We will also share how you can navigate to the trailhead. But how do we share our progress? Take a screenshot and that's it. Uh, we are not gonna validate you on any quizzes. So, but make sure to study properly because just marking the course as completed will not obviously give you the knowledge that you need for the examination. Can you please share sandbox QR code? Yes, we will show you how you can do all these steps right away. Can you please repeat the process to get the vouchers? The last date to appear for the certification. Okay, so let's go one by one. How you can, let me share my entire screen so you can actually see. Perfect. So all you have to do is, let me open it in incognito. Just search for
I
Slack.
have posted. Okay, I have posted the that sandbox URL in the chat.
Perfect. Thanks, Priya. So let's quickly see. So you'll have to search for Slack community, and that's the place. First thing you'll have to go to this place. If you are not already registered here, you'll have to join a chapter. And once joined, like once you click on this, it will ask you for the basic details. You can do it with Google or anything. And once you are joined here, that means you are a part of community and you will be redirected to the workspace, Slack workspace. And there you can basically navigate between channels and see the canvas for more details, right? So that's the first part. How you can join our chapter is search for Slack community Patna, and that's it. And Slack community Ahmedabad, and directly you will be redirected to this. Once you are in this page, click on join, and that's it. Sorry, what was the? So that's how you can do it. How we can share IOLA. So sandbox. So how you can spin a sandbox is scan this QR or just search for Slack developer program, right? So Slack developer program is the name of the program that basically allows you to spin a sandbox. So that's the place. The same URL is shared by Prey in the chat. Perfect. And final thing is, can you repeat the process to get the voucher and is there in last date to appear? So the last date to appear is 30th June. And the process is first you have to be a member of the Slack community workspace. And if you are interested, you can join the members chapter as well. The next part is you'll have to be a member of Slack community Patna and Slack community Ahmedabad. And the final point is at least 50% completion in the trailhead modules, whether you are going for any certification, right? So let me quickly share you how you can actually access the trailhead modules as well. So let's move to trailhead. Credentials, certificates. So it's basic navigation, just the way you do it in Salesforce. After the session, we will also be sharing the slide links in the email along with the G2 survey that we talked about around the $20 voucher. Along with that, we will also upload this PPT in the in the members page, like the event, like the page where you actually go and join or RSVP. So that's the place where you will see the deck uploaded as well. Okay, by the time it's taking time, let me do it again. So here you can, let's say, going for consultant. So go to Salesforce consultant, and at the bottom you will find the Slack consultant complete module, everything that you need to study in order to pass the examination. The same goes for Salesforce developer. The same goes for Salesforce admin. Just go to this category, scroll down, and you will see the Slack related stuff. And here, that's the study material, which is more than sufficient if you study it properly to pass the examination. because the scenario that comes in the examination is most of them are covered here. The only difference that we see on the exam questions and the questions that's discussed in these modules is scenarios. So let's say you have four users in any question. In examination, it may be possible that they can mention 10 users. So that's how the complexity. Uh, that's the only complexity involved. Other than that, the study material is sufficient to pass the examination. Perfect. Any more questions? Anything, Craig, you want to add on?
No.
Maybe share your experience about consultant certification, because I guess Prey was one of the first community members to get certified.
Yeah, so when it was in the beta phase, at that time we have cleared the like certified consultant. So we are the first batch to get the like certified consultant certification.
Perfect. So we'll stick around for 5 more minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, to drop. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to join us in Slack. Make sure to reach out to us if you have any questions. And if you are planning to give the examination, don't wait for the vouchers. Just go and start preparing, because now or maybe in future you will get vouchers. Any prerequisites for the exam, like certification wise? No, there are none. The those who are already working in Slack, they will have a little upper hand, uh, because they already know how Slack works and everything. New to Slack, at least start using Slack before starting the preparation for the examination. And we would suggest to go for the admin first if you are new. If you already are proficient in Slack, you can go for consultant, where most of the question will be around the enterprise grade, and developer if you are into development. So that's the basic development questions. Perfect. So we are good to wrap up this call. Thank you so much for joining. We will wait for your DMs on Slack. If you are interested, please do reach out to us by 4th of June, because on 4th of June we will be raising the request, filtering out the candidates, and yeah, that's it. Perfect. So we'll
Thank you, everyone.
stick by 8:55. Me and Trey. If you have any questions, you can stay. You can ask in the chat. Unmute yourself. Otherwise, we are good to drop. Thank you so much. And that's it. I'll stop the recording.